Hello everybody, it's Marla Martenson with another episode of Conversations with Cupid, and I am with Dr. Leonard Coldwell, as we know him as Dr. C. Hello, Dr. C.
Hey, beautiful lady.
Oh, it's so good to have you again. So, Dr. Coldwell, if you don't know who he is the world's leading authority for natural cancer cures and stress-related illnesses and burnout syndrome. So his book, The Only Answer to Success, is one of my favorites. And I wanted to talk about success because we're still kind of in the beginning of the new year and people make their goals, and sometimes by February and March coming up, they kind of fizzle out.
Usually.
Right, usually. And I think, in our culture, we pretty much have a standard, definition for success, but I think that just might be kind of an old paradigm.
It absolutely is, Marla, because people need to understand you cannot just set goals just to set a goal or just say something. Yeah, we want a nicer car. Yeah, we want a nicer house. Yeah, we want a nicer boat, whatever we want. It still doesn't mean anything. See, I invented the instinct-based medicine system for a reason, because there is no difference if you have liver of the gallbladder, cancer of the liver, cancer of the kidneys, or cancer of the wallet, meaning being broke, or cancer of the mind, having depression, anxiety, and so on. It is all caused by feelings about ourselves and our own lives and how we interpret our lives. Goals that we set need to have some meaning to us. When, let's say, you just want a new car, that doesn't really have meaning. If you have a car, it's decent, you're fine with it, you're driving it for the last 3 years, and you say, I want a new car. First of all, it's not specific, so there is no real goal setting. It's just a wish. It's just wishful thinking. I want a new car. The moment when, let's say, a friend of yours gets into a car accident and needs a wheelchair and needs a car that has wheelchair access, and they don't have the money, and you want to help them, that's all of a sudden when you have a goal. You say, I want to help my friend or my neighbor to get this car where she can get with a wheelchair into this car. So now it's a defined goal. You have a purpose, you have a reason, which is extremely important because it's all about self-motivation. Nobody can motivate you from the outside. Somebody can say, oh, look at this nice car. How nice would you look in this nice car? And all of this doesn't really matter to you. If you sit in it, or if you think, oh yeah, that feels good.
Yeah.
My husband will love that car, And so now it's personal. And if you just set goals, to say something, to write something down, there's nothing that you can achieve. Because a specific goal is, I want this mark of a car, I want this color, I want this interior, I want this model, I want to spend this kind of a price. That's when you get into goal setting. It's specific.
Specifics. That's the law of attraction, that emotion-backed, feeling, right?
Yeah, because it has to have your reasoning. Because we only get motivated by things that fulfill our emotional needs. Mm-hmm. Like if a mother does something for their children, she's 10 times more motivated to do something and pull it through than for herself.
Right.
That's just the genetics of a mom.
And you said that losers live as though they have 1,000 years, spending hours on crossword puzzles and watching mindless TV shows instead of working on their goals. So, absolutely. We don't have all this time. The days are clicking by, the minutes, and if we really want something, we've got to focus.
Because the older we get, Marla, the shorter the day becomes. And it's not, because we have so many different things to do.
Yeah.
When we are young, all we have to do is to worry about, the date when you're 14. Oh, yeah, I'm going on a date. So all you have to worry about, your dress and, whatever you want to do. But now we have so many things. We have our own life to handle. We have our business life to handle, and so on and so on and so on. So the main problem really is today, there's so many things we have to do because we have to pay our bills, we have to survive, we have to create a living for ourselves and our families. That's why the day seems so much shorter, because there are so much more things we have to do before we even can get to our wishes, to our specific individual goals.
Thank you for explaining that, because I'm like, what is happening here? The day goes by so fast. I have to go to the gym, take care of the dog, clean the house, work on my business, work on my new book, do my blog. It's like, what in the heck is, I have no time. I need 2 days packed into one, you know?
And that's exactly the point, because when we are teenagers, there are not many things we have to do. So now we have things that we have to do.
Right, right.
So
even I remember waiting for Christmas. As a kid, I'd say, it's going to be another year till Christmas. That's so long. And now I'm like, my aunt sent me an email. She says, well, 10 more months to go. It's Christmas again.
No, that's absolutely true. And it's really, before, the day was always like waiting for your birthday. 7 days before your birthday, 7 days never go by. I mean,
right.
A week is just endless. And today, a week is just nothing. You get up in the morning, the week is gone.
Yeah.
This is why we have no time to waste. Even if we live our full potential, Cambridge University concluded we all can get 160 years of age. Dr. Joe Wallach, Nobel Prize nominee, a good friend of mine, also concluded we could be at least 140. So based on this, and usually, as we all realistically know, people live between 80 and 90, and if you get lucky, 100, but very often it's no quality of life. And that also has to do with goal setting. Mm-hmm. How you set yourself up to age, how you set yourself up to enjoy the last third or the last fourth or last 10% of your life. That all has to do with goal setting. Because if you don't plan today, how are you going to look and feel like when you're 100 years old? We will not look the way we want to. We will not feel the way we want to, because we didn't plan it. It was never our goal to be excited and happy and have a high point of quality of life at this stage.
And speaking of that, so, since we only have a limited time on this planet, what is the impact on our health and our lives when we're going to jobs that we hate or staying in a relationship that we're not happy in? Because people just a lot of times feel stuck, and what's the point in being here on earth if we're just drudging, oh God, it's another Monday, or thank God it's Friday. I remember when I was in a job 5 years ago, I would get chronic bronchitis. I had like carpal tunnel. I was exhausted because I wasn't happy. Somebody else was pulling my strings. I felt owned, so that it can have a profound impact. Can it? Even cancer?
Absolutely, Marla. Every compromise against yourself, who you really are in the inside, what you really represent or what life represents to you, every compromise against that is a threat against you. It's a threat against who you truly are, and therefore is existential. That means that the moment you make a compromise against your true values, you risk your life. You basically give yourself the subconscious command: I do not want to live in this relationship any longer. I do not want to live with this job any longer. I do not want to exist in this environment. I don't want to be suppressed by my mother-in-law, or whatever it might be, because these elements are the main causes of cancer. Mm-hmm. Cancer is based on lack of energy, and the main cause of lack of energy is mental and emotional stress, but also the main loss of motivation. If you don't get up in the morning and say, wow, I can't go to my job. That's the job I love. That's my career. I love to meet my colleagues, my friends there. I love the boss or the partner I'm working with. That's what life should be. But if you get up in the morning and you say, oh, please, I just want to stay in bed. I just don't want to get up. I cannot handle this job one more time. We give ourselves a suicide command. It's a subconscious suicide command. I do not want to live like this any longer.
Right.
And that leads to cancer.
Exactly. That's it. It's so prevalent now. And so what I say is just go for your dreams and goals, right? I mean, what have you got to lose? Any way you can, even if you have to start and do things on the side slowly. Yeah. But I would say whatever you have to do it, do it.
Marla, you're absolutely right. Success is to do whatever it takes. So there's no way out. There's no maybe. There's no trying. Trying already is the second place. Trying is already saying, oh, I'm already setting myself up for failure. Yeah. No, you don't try. You just do. And you do and do and do until you achieve what you set yourself to be out to achieve. And this is where people, when they with his self-pity parts and he's whining, oh, it's bad weather. Now, we started this video the third, fourth time because of the weather. Yeah, but we are not giving up.
No.
How many people would have just said, it's the weather, it's the ice storm, and we just skip it? No, we are not. See, that differentiates winners, champions from losers. Mm-hmm. Losers take every opportunity to use these negative outcomes or situations as an excuse to fail, as an excuse to give up, as an excuse to not achieve.
Well, I was in one of your seminars a few years ago, and it was fantastic, and you'd have us get up like every so often and say, hello, champion, or we're champions, and you say that we all have $1 billion body, $1 billion personality, and we managed to get through the most dangerous part, just being born, to get here. And so, a lot of people are down on themselves or looking at somebody else and thinking they can do it and I can't, with low self-esteem. But we're all born champions, right? And it depends what we're going to do to reach our goals.
Marla, we are all born as a champion with an unusual champion potential. If you're a Christian, the Bible says we are created after the likeness of God. That means we're mini gods. If God is our Father, we're mini gods. So nothing can stop us. And this is what we need to really realize. We already have the most dangerous 9 months in the human experience, in a human's life behind us, and 9 months in the womb of the mom. So the moment we are born, billions of bacteria, fungi, viruses attack our body. All these microbes try to kill us, and our little body just doesn't care because we are born champions. We are born to survive. We are born to live. We are born to be excited and experience life to the fullest. And then people get manipulated by the negative media. Oh, there's somebody got robbed, and there's another war, and somebody got killed, and somebody got in a car accident. But if you realistically look at on 1 million people, how many people get robbed? How many people get killed? It's a minuscule amount. Mm-hmm. And we need to look about our opportunities and not all the negativity. That's why we don't watch the news anymore. We don't watch TV. And turn on the TV in the morning, the news without the noise, without the sound, so that they cannot manipulate me with whatever they are saying and the dramatic way they're saying it. I look what's going on. There's anything I have to check out on the internet later. Yeah. And this is basically where my day starts. I'm not sitting down and watching half an hour of wars and measles and whatever comes up, Yeah,
the focus should be shifted. I mean, there's maybe one positive story a day, and everything else is disaster, and it's just permeates us and depresses us. And as I get more sensitive, working on all my self-care and everything, I can't even look at it either. It's there's nothing I can do about it. It makes us feel helpless and tragic.
Yeah, most of all, it's a lie anyway. It's always spiffed up to be exciting. It's always so to grab people's attention. So they even push it up more and more and more so that we even watch it. Mm-hmm. Because if they would show a lame robbery somewhere where an 80-year-old guy goes in a 7-Eleven and says, give me a pack of cigarettes or I explode, nobody would care, So it has to be dramatic.
Yes, of course. And you talk about, stress being the #1 cancer causer, but I just am getting so nervous here with all these GMOs and everything's polluted now. I'm like, what can I eat? And I think we talked about this on our last interview, and it seems like I'm hearing more and more this now. It's like we can't eat wheat, we can't eat corn, we can't eat soy, we can't, and then every vegetable now is starting, and the seeds are flying in the air, impregnating the other vegetables. So how much of this is, and we're seeing a lot of more cancer. So what do you think is the biggest cause? Is it still stress, or is this environment really killing us?
You have to split it off, because everything from the outside, caused by the outside, is not an illness, because it's an accident. If I hit you with a hammer on your thumb, that's not an illness. You have a broken thumb because it was an accident, or I hit you on it. So when you eat GMO, it's an accident. It's not an illness. It's poison. It's murder. It's attempted murder, in my opinion.
So eating GMOs, that's attempted murder.
Yeah, absolutely, Marla. We have no enzymes to digest it. They're basically, they give us pesticides with our food. So if something kills a bug, you wouldn't think an accumulated amount wouldn't kill us. That's, in my opinion, and in Jeffrey Smith's opinion, who wrote this great book, Seeds of Deception, and really exposing all of this. That's why we have so much irritable bowel syndrome. That's why we have all these people being allergic against everything and Crohn's disease, in my opinion, because that's what it does. It explodes the guts of the bugs. So the GMO food and then the Roundup ready seeds and so on, they have all these kind of toxic elements in there that kill bugs. And if they kill bugs, they kill or at least harm us too, as I see it. And we need to all wake up to the fluoride in the drinking water, the fluoride in the toothpaste, which is been used in Hitler's Nazi concentration camps and in Stalin's gulags to keep the inmates infertile, docile, and calm.
That's what I read recently, and it shuts down our pineal gland.
It absolutely does.
Our third eye, our intuition.
That's why so many people, when you talk to them, are empty. You look into their eyes, and there is nobody home in the whole meaning of the word.
Yes.
So they're just reacting like brainwashed, manipulated people that live in a form of trance based on hypnotism and hypnotic suggestions. And this is how most people, why would anybody with a brain not start suing the Obama administration just because of the chemtrails? Why wouldn't they sue the Obama administration because of the GMOs? And all the protection they are having from, I don't mean Obama's doing it himself. I mean, they're all doing it. They're all in it.
Yeah.
And they're all bribed. Everybody that is signing a law that is good for Monsanto is bribed or has some other advantage out of this deal, in my opinion, because no thinking normal human being could support that.
And now isn't Monsanto going into England too and some other areas, and it's just, going worldwide.
Yeah, but the weird part is, like in India, like in countries where they were before, they're going to be now outlawed because they saw the damage that seed does.
Right.
And so we all need to start being more active, because if you wonder why your child has all kinds of allergies, I can tell you why, because of GMO foods.
My husband's got allergies, and it's just getting worse. It's terrible. I did switch out our toothpaste, and we've got the reverse osmosis water, and I guess the shower, we've got to change the shower heads too, because the filter, yeah.
Have to have a filter for the shower head. It's extremely important because the skin is our largest organ and absorbs all these toxins in a very easy way. That's how you can get the pill as a Band-Aid, basically, as a stick-on. You can get these nicotine patches. So people don't think, if this goes through your skin into your blood system, why wouldn't the chlorine and all the 256 toxins in the tap water not go into our system via the skin?
And lotions and makeup and lipstick and shampoo, everything. We don't realize.
That's the main problem, is that we all are trained and have learned to believe the government would protect us. The government wouldn't allow certain things. Why would a company like Nestle put toxic elements in food? How would we ever come up with this, Marla?
Right, right.
You and I, if you're over 25 years old, you are educated and trained and raised in a way to believe your government is protecting you. It is so hard to understand that they allow the attempted murder on us. So people need to just wake up and do their own research. I'm coming out with 3 new books this year, and it will blow people's mind. I have to go undercover for 3 months when they come out.
I'll bet, because you get threats and everything, don't you?
All the time. I mean, I got shot at 4 times. My car had been bombed. And we get death threats on a daily basis. If you talk to my staff, they're already laughing. They are saying, "Hey, come over, do it now. We're waiting here. We are bored. Come, try to kill us." Because it's so absurd by now.
Well, you're very brave to state your opinion. I mean, I think everyone should be able to state their opinion, and you're really getting it out there and trying to help people. And it's terrible. I mean, you're so brave to keep going with all these threats and murder attempts.
I will not stop, Marla. I made a deal with God. When I was 12 years old and my mom had liver cirrhosis, hepatitis C, and liver cancer in terminal state, I made a deal with God. And I said to God, if you help me to cure my mom, I will spend the rest of my life to help other parents and their children not to have to go through what my mom and I had to go through. And that actually, Marla, keeps me going. I'm keeping my promise. You will not find anybody in my life that I ever gave a word to that will say I didn't keep my word. That doesn't exist. If I give my word, that's the end of it. And I will never ever stop, and I will never ever back down. And for me, I'm doing what I promised to do. And if my time has come, my time has come. But what I have done is the moment I die, because I will not die a natural death, believe me. You know, I will drown in a fish pond with 20 inches of water, or as healthy as I am, I will get a heart attack. You know, I will not die a natural, or the suicide me. You know, so the thing is, I don't really care, to be honest, for a lot of reasons. But the thing really is, the moment I die, there will be an explosion on free information to all the 300 million emails I have. And everybody will be flooded with everything I know for free. And that will blow the lid of so many things and so many WikiLeaks and all these things. It's not 1% of what I know and what I can prove and what's going to go out there, and not from this country. So they're not getting their fingers on it. So, but Marla, we all need to stand up for what we believe in.
I mean, so what do you think the end result's going to be? Are we all just going to be, you know, dying from all of this bombardment of the Roundup and GMOs and the poisoning and the air and the water? Or do you think that there'll be a major shift and we can turn this thing around?
The answer is, first of all, I don't believe we're going to all die from it and because of it. The second version of the answer, the second part of the answer is, it's going to change. You always vote with $1. The most powerful vote is $1.
The dollar. Good point.
If you don't buy GMO food, if you don't buy toxic food, if you don't buy food that has MSG in it or any other toxin.
Yeah, they'll have to stop doing it. Exactly.
And look how they do it everywhere now. You couldn't get organic food 10 years ago anywhere. You had to go to specialty stores. Now you have organic food everywhere. We need to learn to stick together and vote with $1.
Good point. Well, I will end it on that, Dr. C, and thank you so much. It's been so great to see you again, and thanks for your wisdom, and stay safe.
Thank you so much, sweetie. You too. Thank you. Good.